Hey everybody, Wuju here, back for yet another long overdue Medic Mail Day. As always, I let things pile up on my desk and then I'm like, yeah, I probably should do a video so I can actually put these away. So that's what we're back doing today. Not the hugest mail day I've ever done, but a pretty lengthy one, so we'll kind of get right into it. First off is stuff that I've got back from a PSA submission months ago, probably at least 6 months ago. One was one that I had somebody get for me in person, and then a couple future Hall of Famers, like quasi long shots and whatnot. So first off, Lance Mel, who used to be a linebacker for the New York Jets, played with Joe Namath, and he was playing golf with him and offered to get a card signed for me, so I had him actually sign this old Donruss Elite jersey patch, and of course came back legit. Knew it would, but still wanted to get it authenticated and slabbed just so I'd have it. So that was 21 out of 30, but obviously in-person autograph. Next we've got, these guys are, a lot of these are long shots. Some should already be in, but some are under discussion, you know. First off, I'm not even sure what year this is, I forget. But I picked this up pretty cheap, just in case. His name occasionally pops up on the submissions for senior nominees, but Paul Younger from the Los Angeles Rams. Pretty decent autograph for that card. And then another name that occasionally pops up on the senior list, John Wooten. Again, just kind of grabbing these names while they're cheap, because if they ever do finally make it, they will go up. Want to get one that's not personalized, but this is actually his rookie card, Ed Meter. I'd actually picked up a couple of his rookies before to have him sign, and then he passed away before I could send them in. So obviously that's personalized, but I'd like to get one that's not for my collection, then just have these back in case he ever does finally actually make it. And the last one is, I paid pretty decent for this actually. It wasn't authenticated, but I had authenticated. Thankfully came back real. It's one of those ones that people are going to argue for the longest time whether he should be in the Hall of Fame. And it's not for his time on the field, but for what happened afterwards. So even his own kids have kind of pushed for him to make the Hall of Fame, because they blame a lot of that on probably what was CTE, which, you know, we just kind of found out about not too long ago. I mean, within the past couple decades. And, you know, I mean, he played way back in the late 60s, early 70s. So, but considered one of the best offensive linemen in his era, and unfortunately just not made the Hall of Fame because of what happened after his career was over. So, picked these up as a sale / trade. But the other card that came with it, unfortunately, is long gone, but I got an offer I couldn't refuse. It's one of those things where it's like everything has a price, and the price was hit. So, but I still have these two as future Hall of Famers, which I got to put one into another sleeve because that's already ripped. This is 2020 Panini Prism sticker auto, but Fletcher Cox, good chance at the Hall of Fame, and definitely Hall of Fame. And I really never planned on picking this particular card up, especially in this grade. It was PSA 10, 2023 Phoenix, Jason Kelce on card Super Bowl autograph. So that was part of a trade towards a card that I had and the person really wanted. I still had the autograph on an index card, so sometimes you let things go when the price is too good to say no. So a couple like quasi, this is definitely an upgrade from what I had, but nothing crazy. Nice Upper Deck Pros and Prospects jersey autograph, on-card autograph of Marvin Harrison. So that is actually an upgrade from what I had. And this one, I'm torn about keeping this one as part of the actual collection. But it's 29 out of 83. It's a nice two-color patch, but the autograph is slightly cut off. But it's also out of my favorite set, 2006 National Treasures, Canton Classics Ted Hendricks. So I'm still going to try to look to find something a little nicer that's not cut off on the autograph, because I'm super particular about that. But I picked that up as well. Let's see, what else? This one, I have him on an index card, but this popped up in an auction on Clean Sweep of all places. And I was like, see if I can grab it. But it's a very nice, clean autograph on a business card of George Young. So, unless I found a card for a reasonable price, I don't think I'm going to do a whole lot better than that. I mean, that's a beautiful autograph on his old business card. So, definitely an upgrade from the index card that I had before. Next, we'll go with this one here. It's not really any particular order. This is from 2020 Flawless Football. This is actually the game worn or used material. Obviously, wasn't in the game. He was coach, but 3-color jersey or sweater, I guess. On-card autograph. It is 4 out of 10. Bill Parcells. So that's pretty much the last upgrade I'll have to do for Parcells, because I don't think I'm going to find anything much nicer than that, quite honestly. Oh, we'll go with this next. This one I kind of bought off the cuff. It just arrived today, so that's kind of why I'm like, all right, time to do a video. I have this exact card, but this one's graded. I don't know why I bought it. I really don't, other than it was graded. But there's only 7, so I've got 2 of the 7 now. Maybe I should go for the whole set. He's not super expensive, but this is 2013 Panini National Treasures Hall of Fame 50th Anniversary Souvenir Cuts, 2 out of 7, Mel Hein. So my other one is the exact same set. To see which autographs looks a little nicer. I highly doubt I'm actually going to go for the whole set. I mean, yeah, it only goes like $40 to $60, but do I really want to try to collect all 7? Not really, so. But still a cool piece. We'll go with this one next. I've been searching for one of these for quite a while, and one finally popped up. Graded, actually. PSA 8. Auto came back at 9, which, I guess maybe the tail end of it is the cause. I mean, it's pretty clean in my eyes. But there's only 50 of these, if I remember correct. They're short printed to 50. And it's the only card he signed, Ed Sable. So, glad to have one of those back in my collection, because I had one before back until 2017 and I sold it. And I just had like some in-person stuff, and finally was able to get one of these back in my collection. So, thought I was worrying about upgrading him. The next ones are kind of all nice. So we'll start with this. This is 2014 Panini Flawless, the dual patch on-card autograph. It's graded BGS 9, which I wasn't too worried about that. It's a 10 auto. Nice 3-color, 2-color patches. Randy White. I used to have one of these back in 2017, of course, before the sell-off, or sell-off, I should say. And I was like, all right, finally found one that I was willing to pay the price for. So I don't think I'm going to find a much nicer Randy White than that, unless I go for like a 1-on-1 or something stupid. And so that's probably the last Randy White I'll have to buy. All right, next, 3 upgrades in the cut section and 1. Well, I guess you'd consider it new. This one, it also came back for that PSA submission. But we'll start off with this one. This is a National Treasures, what year? 2024 Panini National Treasures, Chicago Bears, Treasured Cuts, 101, George Trafton. I have a custom of him. I think I might have something else. I think it's just maybe just the custom. I really wasn't chasing this too hard. I saw it pop up, started following it. They dropped it like $100 as soon as I followed it. They made me another offer, and I countered like what I felt kind of comfortable paying, because it's a very plain card. I mean, yeah, it's a 101, but for cut autographs, like usually a lot of people like the pictures of the player on there. The autograph's slightly cut off, so that's like, you know how particular I get about that. But so he ended up messaging me, and we worked out a deal. So I was like, all right, at least now I have him in a card rather than just a custom. So until I find a nicer George Trafton cut, which there's really not a lot out there. I think he's got quite a few in 06 or 07 National Treasures, but they're all cut off. It has his picture on it, but they're like cut off worse than this. So I feel like they could have done a better job cutting the check, considering that huge window. You have all that room and you still cut off the bottom of the check. I mean, like side to side, all right, you could have done too much better, maybe a smidge, but like cutting off the bottom of the G and the F was kind of pointless when you got that much window. So, but regardless, I've got George Trafton in a card now. Start with the cheaper of the 2 upgrades. Yeah, it's in a screw down. I'm going to get it out as soon as I find a top loader to put it in properly. I've already checked it's not stuck in there. It's no damage from the screw down. There was quite a few of these up for auction, and I went after a couple pretty hard, but one like went about 3 times what I was willing to pay at the time. And the other one, I just ended up not quite getting enough money together to truly put a bid in on it. But actually, you know what? I forgot one. Derp. So this is also going to be an upgrade, but yeah. So there's one more up beyond these. I'm not going to restart the video or anything, so tough luck. This is what, 2002? I think it's 02. Yeah, 2002. SP Legendary Cuts. Pretty much like considered the set for cut autographs for football. Had some of the rarest names out there. Obviously, like a lot of oh, why can't I think of his name? Lombardi. Yeah, a lot of Vince Lombardi cuts in that set. That's where I have my Lombardi out of. But so I have 3 of these to show off. I bid on a couple more, but I got one, traded for one, and then I bought one off of somebody. The first one, I really wasn't chasing this for a while, and then I was like, you know what, screw it, let's get a nice one of him. But this is from the New York Giants, Morris Red Badgrow. Again, it's in a screw down, I know. I'll be getting it out shortly. A little shaky autograph, but I mean clean. I think most of his autographs in this are fairly shaky or on something kind of meh. But talking about picture of the player on the card is kind of like the preferred top notch for when it comes to cuts. It's clean auto, and probably not going to do a whole lot better on Badgrow than that. Next one, I'd actually bid on a slight upgrade of this one, but it went a little higher than I bid, so it happens. But still, this is a nicer upgrade than what I had. And so I'll have another of this player available for trade or sale, of course. But obviously 2002 SP Legendary Cuts, Alex Wojciechowicz from the Detroit Lions. Autograph is fully there. That's nice. Little streaky-ish, just because I think the marker that he used, the one I was bidding on, had a clean ballpoint pen autograph. So there is a chance that could be upgraded at some point. But this is definitely nicer than I had, and it's going to take pretty much like a pristine ballpoint pen cut for me to upgrade. So, and the last from the set that I got, this one, he's been kind of waving it in front of me for a little while, and we finally worked out a deal, and he's got 2 more cuts that I want for sure, for upgrades. But again, 2002 SP Legendary Cuts, again, Chicago Bears. For as a guard, Dan Fortman. Clean on card, or not on card, clean cut. Again, picture doesn't run off the paper whatsoever. So probably not going to get any nicer than that for Dan Fortman. I had a leaf cut, I think, 101. So I'll probably put that up on eBay or something like that just to try to sell it. But at least now I've got pretty much the Dan Fortman that I'm going to want for my collection. And last but certainly not least, because I'm sure this video is already pretty dang long. Yeah, 13 minutes, so we'll try to wrap this up shortly so I'm not dragging you on too long. But from the same guy I got the Fortman, he bought a lot that had a bunch of this player's cuts in it, or not cuts, but his autograph. Unfortunately, the old belief of like putting Scotch tape over an autograph to protect it, long since kind of disproven, but it's what was in the collection. So he sold me one of the ones, probably the second nicest one. Obviously he kept the nicest, which makes sense. Had it made into a custom that looks a good bit like a 2006 National Treasures Hall of Fame Greatness, but as a cut autograph, which PSA is not always slabbing customs anymore, but if you don't make it look too much like an actual card, they'll usually like okay and just put it into a slab. But this officially puts me down to the 7 mark, 6.5 if you include the half of, yeah, can't think of his name, Guy Chamberlain. I have that last name only of Chamberlain. I gotta get authenticated at some point, but for now though, Len Ford in the slab. Hard to see the autograph because again it's on a dark background, there's tape over it, but it is there. Obviously at some point I would hope to find something a little nicer for the collection, but for now this will do. There is another one that I actually had made like this, almost identical, with a nicer clean, I think it's a Lenny Ford autograph. So I'm not sure who has that. It might be the guy that I've been trading with and whatnot, but again, back in 2017 I sold so much crap off. I'm still pissing myself for that, but at least we're at a point where we have only 7, kind of 6.5 autographs to go. So going to get more and more expensive. Got to sell more stuff to buy more stuff. That's where we're getting to at this point. So, but as of right now, that's everything I've got coming in. I'm going to try to work to get those other 2 autographs off of him at some point. Other than that, there's nothing really that I'm watching. I'll keep watching for more SP Legendary Cut stuff. Any sort of upgrades that I could find, because that's pretty much where I'm at. It's like either saving up a lot of money for the stuff that I need, or occasionally picking up some upgrades here and there. So, but as of now, that is it for this mail day. Appreciate those of you that watch. Hopefully you enjoyed. Again, we'll keep working towards the future Hall of Famers. Obviously some I still need to pick up, like Tom Brady, like I sold back again in 2017, but we won't get into that again. But yeah, at some point I'll pick him up in an actual card, because too much question on a lot of his in-person stuff at this point. So, but with that, again, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys when I have more stuff. Bye.